What is marine environment? Marine environment means the physical, atmospheric, and biological components, conditions, and factors that interactively determine the productivity, state, condition, and quality of the marine ecosystem. This includes the waters of high seas, the contiguous zone, transitional and intertidal areas, salt marshes, and wetlands within the coastal zone and on the OCS. IMO's originally mandate was principally concerned with maritime safety. However, as the custodian of the 1945 International Convention for the Prevention of Pollution of the Sea by Oil, or Oil Pol Convention, the organization, soon after it began functioning in 1959, assumed responsibility for pollution issues and subsequently has, over many years, adopted a wide range of measures to prevent and control pollution caused by ships and to mitigate the effects of any damage that may occur as a result of maritime operations and accidents. What are the major sources of marine pollution and its impact, hazards to human, animals, and shipping industry? Marine pollution is a growing problem in today's world. Our ocean is being flooded with the main two types of pollution: chemicals and trash. Chemical contamination of nutrient pollution is concerning for health, environment, and economic reasons. This type of pollution occurs when human activities, notably by the use of fertilizers on farms, lead to the runoff of chemicals into waterways that ultimately flow into the ocean. The increased concentration of chemicals such as nitrogen and phosphorus in the coastal ocean promotes the growth of algal blooms, which can be toxic to wildlife and harmful to humans. The negative effects on the health and the environment caused by algal blooms hurt local fish and tourism industries. Marine trash encompasses all manufactured products, most of them plastics, that end up in the ocean. Littering, storm winds, and poor waste management all contribute to the accumulation of this debris, 80% of which comes from the sources on land. Common types of marine debris includes various plastic items, like shopping bags and any beverage bottles, along with cigarette butts, bottle caps, food wraps, and fishing gear. Plastic waste is particularly problematic as a pollution because it is so long-lasting. Plastic items can take hundreds of years to decompose. Lastly is what is MARPOL Convention, and is short history. Adoption: 1973 Convention, 1978 Protocol, 1977 Protocol Annex 6, Entry Force 2, October 1983, Annexes 1 and 2. The International Convention for Prevention of Pollution from Ships, or MARPOL, is the main international convention covering prevention of pollution of the marine environment by ships from operational or accidental causes. The Marine Convention was adopted on November 2, 1973 at IMO. The Protocol of 1978 was adopted in response to the spate of tanker accidents in 1976 to 1977. As the 1973 MARPOL Convention had not yet entered into force, the 1978 MARPOL Protocol absorbed the parent convention. The combined instrument entered into force on 2nd of October in 1983. In 1997, a protocol was adopted to amend the convention, and a new Annex 6 was added, which entered into force in May 19, 2005. MARPOL has been updated by amendments through the years. The convention includes regulations aimed at preventing and minimizing pollution from ships, both accidental pollution and that from routine operations, and currently includes 6 technical annexes. Special areas with strict controls on operational charges are included in the most annexes. So first annex is Annex 1 Regulation for the Prevention of Pollution by Oil, entered force 2nd of October 1983. Annex 2 Regulation for the Control of Pollution by Noxious Liquid Substance in Bulk, entered forces 2nd October 1983. Third Annex Prevention of Pollution by Harmful Substance Carried by Sea in Package Form, entered force July 1st, 1992. Annex 4 Prevention of Pollution by Sewage from Ships, entered into force 27th of September 2003. Next Annex, Annex 5 Prevention of Pollution by Garbage from Ships, entered into force 31st of December 1988. Last annex is Annex 6 Prevention of Air Pollution from Ships, entered into force 19th of May 2005. So Annex 1. Annex 1 covers prevention of pollution by oil from operational measures as well as from accident discharges. The 1992 amendments to Annex 1 made it mandatory for new oil tankers to have double hulls and brought into a phase in schedule for existing tankers to fit double hulls, which was subsequently revised in 2001 and 2003. Annex 2 covered details the discharge criteria and measures for the control of pollution by noxious liquid substance carried in bulk. Some 250 substances were evaluated and included in the list appended to the convention. The discharge of the residues is allowed only to reception facilities until certain concentration and condition, which vary the category of substance, are complied with. In any case, no discharge of residues containing noxious substance is permitted within 12 miles of the nearest land. Annex 3 contains general requirements for the issuing of detailed standards on packing, marking, labeling, documentation, stowage, quantity, limitations, exceptions, and notifications. For the purpose of this annex, harmful substances are those substances which are identified as marine pollutants in the International Marine Dangerous Goods Code or IMDG Code, or which meet the criteria in the appendix of Annex 3. Annex 4 contains requirements to control pollution of sea by sewage. The discharge of sewage into the sea is prohibited except when the ship has in operation an approved sewage treatment plant or when the ship is discharging commuted and disinfecting sewage using an approved system at a distance of more than 3 nautical miles from the nearest land. Sewage which is not commuted or disinfected has to be discharged at a distance of more than 12 nautical miles from the nearest land. Annex 5. Annex 5 deals with different types of garbage and specifies the distance from land and the manner in which they may be disposed. The most important feature of the annex is the complete ban imposed on the disposal into the sea of all forms of plastics. Annex 6, the last annex, sets limit on sulfur oxide and nitrogen oxide emissions from the ship exhaust and prohibits deliberate emissions of ozone-depleting substance. Designated emission control areas set more than strengthened standards for SOx, NOx, and particulate matter. A chapter adopted in 2011 covers mandatory technical and operational energy efficiency measures aimed to reducing greenhouse gas emissions from the ships. So that's all for the annex in Marpol. Thank you.